Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Acupuncture is My Life. Now, today's discussion is pretty serious because ever since things started to lighten up as far as restrictions with the pandemic, here at the New York City clinics of Acupuncture is My Life, associated clinics globally, whether it's in Spain, Netherlands, Japan, South Africa, Portugal, Colombia, South America. There's many affiliates that we've had. We've had an interesting Zoom conference yesterday. It was about 47 acupuncturists from around the world discussing the top disorder we've been dealing with over the past few months. And that disorder has been diabetes. Now, many individuals globally have lost loved ones to this pandemic because that was a major comorbidity out there that some have felt was the reason as to why they lost a loved one, and were contacting acupuncturists all over the country, and acupuncturists near them, to help them manage the disorder that they have or other loved ones that have survived the present situation. And in some ways, the good news is people are becoming more and more aware, individuals globally, more and more aware of how acupuncture can be of benefit to them, along with their doctor's regimen, whether they want to use it as an adjunctive form of care or a primary form of care. But they're realizing, and we've seen such a spike in diabetic patients here, because this disease is deadly. It can be deadly in so many ways, not just relative to this pandemic, because the longer you have it and the poor management that could possibly accompany it, it shortens your lifespan. It wreaks havoc on the body. And this is why it's a good idea to sit with an acupuncturist, to see your acupuncturist. Because the more common type of diabetes is type 2 diabetes, which accounts for the larger aspect of diabetes globally. You have type 1, which is an autoimmune disorder. But today, we're going to discuss type 2, because type 2 diabetes, your body doesn't use insulin well. It can't control blood sugar levels, keeping your blood sugar at a normal level. And we speak with a lot of individuals here at Acupuncture is My Life who are concerned about parents or siblings that have it and they don't, but they feel it's genetic. And that's a whole other conversation. But they may be coming down with it, and there is some discussion to that, to say that type 2 diabetes, it can be preventable. You can minimize your chances of developing it with a few key lifestyle choices. And I'm sure that the first choice is acupuncture. Go see an acupuncturist. Start there. But that's definitely one of the lifestyle choices you can make that'll lead you in the right direction as far as attempting to avoid coming down or being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, this is why I say over and over, and so many people have contacted Acupuncturist My Life. Some have even contacted our affiliates from what they've seen on our social media platforms. And this is constantly why I'm telling my audience, newcomers to my audience, follow Acupuncturist My Life on every social media platform under Acupuncturist My Life. And if you're a Twitter person, it's at Acu_is_my_life. There's tons of information on our website at acupuncturismylife.com. You can also subscribe to our newsletter to receive emails twice a week, loaded with information as to what disorders acupuncture can treat, how you can benefit from it, those disorders, so forth and so on. You can also download the Acupuncturist My Life app at the Google Play Store to engage in 24-hour private chat sessions regarding any disorder you may be faced with or a loved one, and how may you benefit from acupuncture. But now when it comes to type 2 diabetes, you know, I speak about some of the habits that can lead to diabetes with those who feel that they're pre-diabetic and they'll come into our clinics in New York City and presenting with recent blood work indicating that their blood sugar numbers are up, and their doctor had informed them that they were pre-diabetic. You know, what can they do? You know, what are some of the habits they may be facing? And I start out by telling them, one, your diet may be poor. Let's discuss your diet. Because most acupuncturists are well versed in Eastern nutrition, even though we have an Eastern nutrition division here at Acupuncturist My Life. But I go over the basics with our patients. You know, because once a person is diagnosed with diabetes, one of the most important changes that they have to make is changes to their diet, because that controls what direction your blood sugar numbers are going to go for the most part. Now, I'm not speaking in absolute terms, you know, because I'm going to get to another area that affects blood sugar levels too. But it's always important to learn about various food options and what to avoid that can seriously impact glycemic fluctuations. And most that come in with that concern, you know, we automatically, outside of a basic conversation, refer them over to our Eastern Nutrition Division, and Chef Kiara will hand them a list of foods, well, you know, food choices that minimize high glycemic foods, you know, and many find very, very beneficial. Now, another habit that can lead a person to becoming diabetic is the fact that they're not exercising. Because controlling your weight via exercise is very crucial. Very, very crucial. You know, 30 to 45 minutes of aerobic activity per day is very beneficial, because, you know, this aerobic, 30 to 45 minutes of aerobic activity daily. And it doesn't mean going to a gym. A lot of people will sit in front of me or other acupuncturists here at Acupuncture's My Life and say, I don't have time to go to the gym in the morning. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then now with the pandemic, I try to avoid going out unless I have to. Whatever. I don't even, tally it as an excuse anymore. I understand there's limitations to some when it comes to this pandemic. This virus, I should say. So even if you walked up and down the stairs in your house, or let's say if you live in an apartment, condominium complex, walked up and down the stairs in your hallway, maybe buy a jump rope or something and do some jumping periodically. And it doesn't have to be 30 to 45 minutes at once, but at least if you put that time in, throughout the day, you'll see, wow, 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there. If you really want to take it to the next level, hey, 10 minutes here. This adds up real quick. Before you know it, halfway through the day, and you've exceeded 45 minutes, which is great because exercise improves blood glucose control, especially in type 2 diabetics. And it reduces cardiovascular risk. Another habit is someone who smokes. Now, if you want to avoid diabetes, you got to get rid of the cigarettes. You have to get rid of the cigarettes. Now, seeing your acupuncturist or contacting Acupuncturist My Life, an acupuncturist can help you stop smoking. There are acupoints on the body, whether it's acupuncture or acupressure, that you can stimulate yourself with acupressure in your own home. And we teach that here at Acupuncture My Life, whether it's in the telehealth conference, doesn't matter. And other acupuncturists can teach you that as well. With certain points on the body you can stimulate with a little pressure, a certain amount of seconds, you'd feel a difference. Because smoking can make managing your blood sugar very difficult because nicotine tends to reduce the efficacy of insulin and lead to increased insulin requirements in smokers. So if you can avoid cigarettes and you're struggling with quitting smoking, see an acupuncturist. Definitely see an acupuncturist or contact Acupuncturist My Life. Another is you may not be getting enough sleep because lack of a good amount of sleep on a regular basis affects your hormones. And now I spoke about this in previous podcasts, what poor sleep can do to your hormones. Now, getting a poor amount of sleep causes hormone imbalances, and it increases cortisol levels, which in turn increases blood sugar levels. Now, it can also cause less insulin to release post meals, leading to increased blood sugar. So, getting a good night's sleep is very important. And this ties into the second point, whereas you're not getting enough exercise. Because if you find yourself lying down at night, and many have come in to our clinics here in New York City, and I've spoken to people in South Africa, a few in Eastern Europe recently about this. Doc, I just can't fall asleep when I lie down. I'm just laying there staring at the ceiling. And I asked them, right away. For starters, do you exercise? No, I don't have enough time. Or I'm just not enthused enough. And after talking them into incorporating 30 to 45 minutes of exercise, aerobic exercise, then even try some anaerobic exercise and go beyond that. Some have gotten back to me and they're falling asleep like a newborn baby. Not realizing that living a sedentary lifestyle, just sitting in a chair all day at your laptop or your computer, working remote, doing everything remote, of course you're going to be wired by the time it's time to lay down. So incorporating some exercise into their daily regimen, their daily lifestyle, helped a lot. Also, seeing acupuncturists. And I've also shown some of them acupuncture points, and a major one called On Mien. And I know there are acupuncturists out there that listen to these podcast episodes and know what point that is. And I teach individuals how to stimulate that with a little pressure. It's called acupressure. And even incorporate in tongue with it. And it helps them a lot. It helps them to get a good night's sleep. So along with that and exercise, you may want to see your local acupuncturist or contact Acupuncturist My Life. And this is why I say, you know what? Please do me a favor. If you're driving, pull over. You're carrying something, put it down. You're crossing the street. Hurry up and get across the street. Because I want you guys to take 1 second, and I want you to close your eyes. Just close your eyes and say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. Now open it. Boom. It's a new beginning. New beginning. It all starts now. It all starts here. Another habit is you may be skipping meals. For whatever reason, you may be too busy. You're just not focused on it. And skipping meals can be dangerous as well, because it can cause your blood sugars to drop. Especially if you're on medication, some type of medication. So to sort of lose weight and, change your diet doesn't mean skip meals. And this is why those that have contacted Acupuncture My Life and have been referred to the Eastern Nutrition Division has gotten meal recommendations where they don't need to skip meals and fell in love with the recommendations handed down by Chef Kiara. They forget about it. This is why I say again, follow Acupuncture is My Life on every social media platform, because health is wealth. That's where the wealth is, in your health. Now, another factor can be too much stress in your life. Now, occasional stress is okay, but constant stress tends to trigger hormonal imbalances, with cortisol levels being affected the most. So you really want to look to manage your stress by, one, seeing an acupuncturist again, or contacting Acupuncture My Life, meditation, and you won't believe it, your diet. Diet plays a big part, not only on your stress levels, one, and how you even view things in life. Your stomach is your second brain. And if your stomach is happy, the brain up top is happy. And it becomes hard for someone or anything to really piss you off. Many people don't understand that. Many have come and have followed certain Eastern nutrition diet regimens recommended to them by Chef Kiara, and it's changed their life. And they raved about it. recommended so many people to Acupuncturist my life. But managing stress through food is effective, through acupuncture is effective, and looking for that form of meditation that fits you. Now, we get tons that walk into the New York City clinics and ask, how does an acupuncturist diagnose diabetes? Yeah. And a term that we tend to follow for the most part is Shao Ke. And you have upper Shao, you have middle Shao, and you have lower Shao, and a lot. You see tons of eyebrows, even in telehealth conferences. Eyebrows go up like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about here? But as I explain it to them, it's like, oh, okay. And I experienced some of those symptoms, they would say. And I usually start with the causes. What can be some of the causes, as I've stated earlier, a bad diet? Because the excessive consumption of greasy or sweet or rich foods or alcohol, when it comes to acupuncture, it can negatively impact the functions of the spleen and stomach. Now, I've spoken about this in past episodes. That's where your all postnatal chi comes from. Spleen and stomach. You become postnatal chi deficient, and it could be lights out. That's how important postnatal chi is for the human body, the human organism. And the spleen and stomach, when it comes to acupuncture, is responsible for that. It's all related to digestion, what you're eating, how the nutrients are being absorbed and put to use in your body to give you the energy that you need to function, period. And impaired digestive function tends to lead to food stagnation, which in turn generates heat. And because heat can be considered very drying, it injures the yin within the body. And symptoms of diabetes become apparent. Another is, as I've stated, stress. Managing stress. Because being upset or emotionally stressed over a long period of time can disturb the flow of chi in the body. And again, stagnant chi tends to transform into heat, and it consumes your yin and the fluids of the lung, stomach, which again, boom, diabetes. Another, believe it or not, is overexertion. Overexertion to the point where your essence and your yin can become exhausted, and when you have a yin deficient constitution, that's not good, because yin deficiency can cause extreme heat to flare upward towards the head, consuming your lung and stomach yin and fluid, and kidney, lung, and stomach yin will therefore become deficient. Boom, diabetes. This is why I say over and over, sit with your acupuncturist or contact Acupuncture My Life, because we'll go into details. We'll go into extensive detail about this disorder. I'm just grazing over it, over this podcast, because as I stated in the beginning, your basic patterns can be tied to, let's say, upper Shao. When I spoke earlier about you potentially raising your eyebrows to, what is he talking about? But to an acupuncturist, upper shao, the symptoms are basically, it's lung heat that injures the fluid. Middle shao is excess stomach heat, and lower shao can either be kidney yin deficiency or deficiency of both yin and yang. And you can take these questions, let's say, to an acupuncturist, because I know some are wondering, as I'm asked a lot, well, what are the symptoms of lung heat injuring the fluids? And I don't speak in absolute terms. There's several ways an acupuncturist can diagnose a person with diabetes. But I'm just giving you like a plain example. With lung heat injures the fluid, there will be irritability, frequent drinking. You'd be experiencing dry mouth and tongue, where an acupuncturist would know to clear heat, moisten the lung, generate the fluid, and alleviate your thirst. Another, where we're talking diagnosing middle shao, where there's stomach heat. This, in allopathic medical terms, is considered polyphagia, where there's a propensity to hunger, dry stools, where an acupuncturist would know, along with other symptoms, an acupuncturist would know to clear heat from the stomach, drain fire, nourish the yin, and replenish the fluids. Some have asked about, well, lower shao. Lower shao, as I stated, it can either be kidney yin deficiency or deficiency of both yin and yang. If it's kidney yin deficiency, here you have it, polyuria. So in allopathic or Western medicine, you have the three P's. You have polyphagia, you have polydipsia, you have polyuria. But here, kidney yin deficiency can be a sign of polyuria, where there's turbid, cloudy, or sweet urine, where an acupuncturist would know to nourish the yin and consolidate the kidney. The other is deficiency of both yin and yang, where there's turbid and cloudy urine, greater urine output than fluid intake, an intolerance for cold or an aversion to cold, as well as cold limbs. Whereas an acupuncturist would know to warm the yang, nourish the yin, and consolidate the kidney. This is just one of several ways an acupuncturist can diagnose diabetes. You have to determine the cause. Everyone's constitution is different. And an acupuncturist will make you aware of that, just as we do here at Acupuncture is My Life. Take note of your deficiencies, your excesses, and determine objectively from the information that your body is giving off, via signs and symptoms, tongue and pulse diagnosis, many things, and make a valid determination as to what your treatment protocol should be, how we would move forward. And it's very interesting, because once you become educated in these terms, you're at a whole different level. You begin to understand your body, not just from one point of view, from an allopathic perspective, but even from the point of view from an acupuncturist. You have Ayurvedic medicine, you have different types of medicine. But the more you get to learn about who you are, your makeup, how to balance yourself out, how to live a healthy and happy life. Oh man, I think you have an idea of what the mindset becomes. And this is why it's worth it to follow Acupuncture is My Life. To constantly learn how you can benefit from acupuncture. Some of the ways that an acupuncturist can diagnose your disorder goes on and on. I mean, you have acupuncturists that follow, let's say, the Jing Feng theory, some TCM, but there's several ways in which a person can be diagnosed with a particular disorder. And we've steered people in the direction of local acupuncturists. They've sat with them, they've gotten back to us, and it was like, oh my gosh, to learn about my constitution, my body, my deficiencies, my excesses from this new acupuncturist is amazing. I love this. I was so afraid of needles. And it's not all about needles, and it doesn't even have to be about needles. An acupuncturist can teach you acupressure, can do acupressure on you, tuina, cupping, moxibustion therapy, so many. Oh my gosh, forget it. Teach you Tai Chi, proper times to do it in the morning, which direction to be facing. It's just, oh man, so much to gain, so much to your avail. But let's try and better be proactive and better take care of ourselves to avoid becoming diagnosed with diabetes, as well as better managing our diabetes with acupuncture. And until next time, acupuncture is my life. What's yours?